The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of our Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. Alright, I'm gonna read the little disclaimer that I wrote word for word because I do not want y'all to sit here and think that I am trying to write the script of the sequel. Absolutely fucking not. I said just the disclaimer. These are my thoughts and opinions. I am not calling the movie bad at all. I actually really enjoyed the film. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on my letterbox. Y'all got that? Let's move forward. Okay, so I originally did this hair with like Draculaura in mind, but after I curled it, y'all, it's giving Pinkie Pie. It's giving Pinkie Pie. Hey, y'all, it's here on the back of another video. It's the ginger lime poppy soda. That's the drink of the day. Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriana, and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Bring it closer to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. No one's worthy of being the first mate. But hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriana, and I like to make content based on nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Today, we will be talking about K-pop demon hunters again and why I think this movie could get the Shrek 2 treatment. And if you see Shrek 2, you might have an idea of what that means, because when it comes to animation, the animation community, just Western animation in general, people hold Shrek 2 up on a pedestal. Many people, including myself, prefer the second Shrek film over the first one. Shrek 2 really is that bitch. When it comes to animated movies that I have seen the most from my childhood, other than Mulan, it's Shrek 2. That is the non-Disney animated film that I have seen the most. Other than like that and like the Bratz Babies movie. I watched K-pop Demon Hunters and I really did enjoy the movie, but then some people brought some things to my attention and I was like, yeah, there are some things that I think can be expanded upon if they do a sequel, and I think a sequel would actually work very well for this movie. And especially by the way things are looking, I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up getting a sequel. But I feel like if this movie gets the Shrek 2 treatment, it will do the story much more justice. And I'm gonna bring my points up later on. Before we get started, I just want to say I still have some self-promo. As I mentioned My Little Pony earlier, I have added 3 new My Little Pony bonnets to my website, harryhook.com, on my shop. I think the Pinkie Pie bonnet is sold out right now, so you can't get this one, I'm sorry. But I have added a Rarity, I have added a Twilight Sparkle, and I have added a Fluttershy. I do plan to add more My Little Pony characters in the future, but as of right now, we just got these 4. So I have other bonnets for other media too just as well. I have some bonnets for Jujutsu Kaisen, I have a bonnet for Death Note, I have some Miraculous Ladybug bonnets too just as well, and I have tons of other fun things too just as well over there, like accessories, sunglasses, jewelry. But if you're interested, my website is harryhook.com. Now let's go ahead and get back into why you clicked on today's video. By the way, you guys see me looking down, I have my laptop right here on my lap. Can you guys see my Toji sticker that's right there? Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about Shrek 2 a little bit first so I can give my reasoning as to why I feel this way with K-pop Demon Hunters. But Shrek 2 is praised like literally all the time, and I am one of those people that like Shrek 2 significantly more than the first one, and I think that has to do with the fact that I saw Shrek 2 first before I saw the original Shrek movie. And when I watched the second one, you didn't necessarily need to know everything from the first movie to understand what was going on. At least I didn't think I did. But when I watched the first movie, seeing the origins of everything, I was noticing how there were just certain things done in the second movie that I felt were a bit stronger, and it more so had to do with the world building and the characterization of Fiona and Shrek, especially Donkey too just as well. But I really did enjoy how they gave more to like the side characters, like the gingerbread, what was his name? He's not the gingerbread man. No, he was a gingerbread man. I don't know why I was thinking of his baker. the wolf from like the Three Little Pigs and like Pinocchio. The first Shrek movie, in my opinion, is not a bad movie at all, but it just didn't feel finished. Like, I think they kind of were setting it up for a sequel too, and I feel like that's what they're kind of doing with K-pop Demon Hunters. They're just kind of testing the waters right now to see how it is doing. It's like we're introduced to this very exciting world. We find out that Fiona is secretly an ogre. Her and Shrek fall in love. I really think they could have did a little bit better, but I'm gonna keep my opinions about their relationship to myself. And then they run off together and then the movie just ends. And I think a lot of that just has to do with the fact that the movie was an hour and a half. Like the original Shrek movie is probably like 89 minutes long. The first Shrek movie had a really good setup and it just left us wanting more, and you know, that's how we ended up getting 4 of them bitches, and then a spin-off series, Puss in Boots. And that's exactly how I feel a little bit more about K-pop Demon Hunters now that it has like worn off on me and I'm actually starting to see it through like more of a critical lens. Like, not even really say a critical lens, but just certain things about it that I noticed when I kept going back to it. And a lot of this really just can go back to the fact that this movie only had like 100-minute runtime. It was not that much longer than the first Shrek movie. As I said, I really enjoyed the movie, but there were some good points that were brought up from like my peers, and I was like, yeah, I do think a sequel would do this story a little bit more justice. So what exactly could a sequel to K-pop Demon Hunters, like what exactly would it, I don't want to say what it need to do, because at the end of the day, I'm just a black lady that just get on YouTube and talk about animation, okay? I'm not trying to sit here and say what it needs to do, but I'm just bringing up some major points that I've seen shared around a lot. So the first one, I think it's kind of like the elephant in the room when it comes to the K-pop Demon Hunters fandom, Meera and Zoe. We wanted more of them. We not even wanted more of them. I felt like we could have seen more of them, and I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that the story kept focusing so much on Rumi and GU and their chemistry and whatever the hell they had going on with each other, that it did take a lot of time away from the other 2 members of Huntress. And we are introduced to them in the beginning. We find out Zoe was raised in America. We realize that America does have a lot of influence on the way she is. I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with how she's a rapper too. I think I did catch that. And then we also find out that I'm pretty sure Meera was kind of like the black outcast of her family too. Like, we find out these small little things about these 2 characters, but we don't really go on more from there. Like, moving on after that, we just see that, hey Rumi, what's up? Are you cool? What's going on? Like, that's just kind of what it is. Then we see that Meera is annoyed with the boys, and we see that Zoe has a crush on one of the dudes too that is in the Saja Boys. This moment right here is where I realized that they could have expanded a little bit more when it came to Meera and Zoe, but this was specifically a scene with Meera and Rumi where Meera and Rumi were having a conversation, and it looked as though it was about to get confrontational, but then it just went nowhere. Like, it just went completely nowhere, and it just, okay. And I felt like that watching the first Shrek movie. Like, I felt like there was stuff happening that just went nowhere. People want to see more Meera and Zoe. They love them. They have a lot of fans, okay? I understand though, because if they do want to turn K-pop Demon Hunters into a series, it would make sense why one movie would focus more so on Rumi, so that if they do make another movie, it may more so focus more on Zoe or Meera. I don't freaking know, but people just really did think they kind of needed more screen time. I think that's the reason why so many people in the audience had expressed frustration during the scene where they find out that Rumi is half demon, and they're just like, ooh, get away from me, don't touch me, girl. I think that's the reason why a lot of people were so put off by them, because they weren't really able to form that bond they did with Rumi compared to these 2. Because they wasn't there that much compared to her. Okay, the next one, I feel like people gonna be mad at me about this. Y'all always get mad about y'all favorite men's. Y'all stay getting mad at them. But people are saying that they could bring the Saja Boys back in a sequel. Probably because y'all saying that because y'all want to see them again. Like, I understand and I get it. But they could possibly introduce a new villain. Like, that possibility is very much there because it most definitely would make sense. Now we need a reference back to why I said this, to Shrek 1. So in the first Shrek movie, they had a villain named Lord Farquaad. His main goal was he wanted to marry Fiona, but he served his purpose and he was gone after that. So in Shrek 2, that is when we got the iconic villainess herself, the fairy godmother. And why she makes sense as a villain is because she wants her son to marry Fiona, and she was a completely different person than Lord Farquaad. They were both horrible people. They were both terrible villains, but they were like not similar whatsoever, other than them just being bad and trying to get into that royal family. That being said, for those of you who watched the movie, I'm sorry, this is spoilers all over it. I'm pretty sure you knew this was spoilers when you clicked on it. The Saja Boys are dead. Like, they died at the end of the movie. I personally just don't see a point in any of them other than Jin Yu coming back. I'm sorry, he's the only one I can really see coming back. The others, no. Like, I know people want them to come back because they were shipping Meera and Zoe with like some of the other members, because I know they were shipping Zoe with Mystery Saja or Baby Saja, and they were shipping Meera with Abby Saja. So I think that's the main reason why people really do want the Saja Boys to come back, because they want content for those characters and those ships. But like, looking at it on paper, it does make sense that they don't bring them back, because they kind of just serve their purpose for this part of the story and then they're gone. And respectfully, when it comes to like the K-pop world, I'm not super duper knowledgeable on K-pop, but there are numerous other peoples in that industry that could be the villains. It could be a producer, it could be them adding a new member to the group, it could be a fan, a groupie. Like, there's so many different types of villains that they can do with this universe. It doesn't have to be like a boy band. But y'all, I just really want y'all to understand, it is okay for characters to not come back to a franchise, okay? It's okay. It is perfectly fine if your favorite character is never seen again in a series. They did their part, they did their time, and then they gone. Like, I love Nanami in Jujutsu Kaisen, but he did his part and then he gone, and I moved on. Toji did his part, he gone, moved on. Okay, the next one I want to bring on is world building. So as with Shrek 2, they really did expand upon the world building that was already set up in the first Shrek film, and it was very, very funny to watch, because it's like, how do we turn all of this medieval shit and make it modern to a certain extent? Like, even there's that car chasing. Remember where OJ Simpson went the car chasing? They did that, but they did it with a white horse instead of a white truck. Like, it's just little things like that, like the smaller details of these movies that really pulled them together. And I noticed that there was a decent amount of world building within K-pop demon hunters, especially when it comes to them, you know, being literal demon hunters. I would like to learn more about these demons that they are fighting. I also want to get a little bit more backstory about how they became demons in the first place, because I know that was explained in the opening of the movie, but I feel like there is still so much more that can be answered about this entire universe. And this is the last point I want to build on, like why I think it could get like the Shrek 2 treatment, because it's literally what Shrek 2 did. Traveling. Travel. Okay, I do want to go ahead and say this, because I don't want this to come off as me being disrespectful whatsoever, but it does make sense that K-pop Demon Hunters takes place in South Korea, because K-pop, Korean pop music, that's literally what it is. But I'm not saying that it's not a foreign idea for another movie about K-pop demon hunters to take place in another area, because K-pop idols travel a lot. They travel a lot to other countries, and I'm not sitting here and saying that they need to go and travel to America. Like, absolutely fucking not. They can most definitely stay somewhere on the east to travel. Like, they don't have to come to America, y'all. I'm not saying they gotta be over here, even though K-pop is a pretty big deal in the States, and it's also a big deal in Canada too, just as well. Like, K-pop is super duper popular here, and it's not going away anytime soon. But like I'm saying, they can travel, they don't gotta come here, but it would be nice to see them fight demons in other places, because I kid you not, there are not just demons that are in style. I'm pretty sure they're like all over the place, and like so much of them has to do with them fighting crime and saving the day. That's why a lot of people compare K-pop demon hunters to like the Powerpuff Girls, because in the Powerpuff Girls we even did see that crime wasn't just the thing like in Townsville, it was in other places. And I think that's just the ongoing nature of just superhero stuff in general. When you catch on that it's not just problems that are in that community, it is more and more issues going on in other places. So yeah, that's just another world building thing I was talking about. Like if they gonna travel, it would be nice if they travel, like if they're on a mission, they're there secretly as the K-pop idols, but they're there to take care of some demon shit for real. And I'm not necessarily sure if it was explained that they were only there to protect Sal. I'm not sure. If I'm pronouncing Seal, please correct me, y'all. I be messing up stuff. I ain't perfect. But yeah, it just would be nice to see this story be expanded upon, because it has a really, really strong setup. It has likable characters. It has good music. The outfits are A1. I'm still trying to get my cosplays together for them. But yeah, K-pop demon hunters needs the Shrek 2 treatment. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I deeply appreciate it. This was ginger lime from Poppy, by the way, if anybody want to know what that was. I finished drinking it. But that's pretty much all I had to say for today's video. If you guys are interested in my shop, my new My Little Pony stuff, or anything else that I just have on my website, I'll have the link to that down below. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, night, whatever time of the day you chose to watch this video. I'm just thankful that you watched it with the ads on. All right, thank you. Goodbye.